All right, so y'all, welcome to Ricky's Universe, where everybody enters into my universe where I do interviews with certain people, topics, and subjects that we talk about. So, right now, I have special guests TD and David.
What? Well, who are we? Wah, 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 wah.
So, if you guys will introduce yourselves and say how old you guys are.
Hi, I'm Nefertiti. I'm 21 years old.
And I'm David, and I'm 20 years old.
Oh, somebody likes them young.
Stop it.
I was like, so the first thing I wanted to read to our readers, I'm gonna be speaking out of Ephesians 4:2. All humility and gentleness, with patience, showing tolerance for one another in love. Now, when you hear that, what do you think about it?
Can you read it one more time? Sorry.
With all humility and gentleness, with patience, showing tolerance for one another in love.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Straight fire.
Yeah, so
There's love and patience. If you really care about somebody, you have, I guess, the patience enough to deal with that and that love in that, I guess.
what about you, Dave?
The first thing that came to mind was like love thy neighbor. Like it doesn't have to be a person that you know. It can be a random man or woman that you happen to pass on the street. No matter what, you have to treat everybody with respect, and even those in your inner circle or people that you interact with, it has to be nothing but love and humility with each other.
Okay.
Wow.
That's right.
Way to
That's
one
deep.
up.
That's deep. So I asked y'all that are listening, read Ephesians 4:2, and I want y'all to comment and tell me what y'all believe that is all about. And on that note, do y'all love each other?
Yeah, that's my son. That's my boy.
Very dearly.
Yes.
Y'all too. The differences that you guys go through as an interracial couple, which should be interesting. You guys are younger, and I also have friends who are older. But today it is about y'all two. And so, my question first is, how did y'all meet?
Technically we met in middle school. Come senior year of high school, I followed her on Instagram, she followed me on Instagram. I got her Snapchat. She accidentally sent me embarrassing videos she was sent to her family members, her mom, Max, Xavier, yourself, I'm not sure. And then immediately told me, do not open them.
Did you open them?
Of course I did. It was videos of her pretending to be an eagle.
What?
Yes,
So was she like, caca, caca?
exactly.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
And I thought it was pretty funny, so we started talking. And one thing led to another. A few weeks later, we ended up going to watch Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
First date was amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Question, TD.
What's up?
So what did he say to catch your interest?
He didn't say anything. That's the point.
So what did he do?
It was a trap.
It was a trap.
It was a trap. No, he didn't say anything. He really didn't do anything out of the ordinary. David was himself the whole entire time. He did have jokes that were funny, and I thought he was a pretty good all-around person. Like, you know how you talk somebody, like you text someone and they're like dry? He wasn't like that. He was very, like, paragraphs. And I like reading paragraphs. So
Oh,
he was a good guy to talk to.
okay.
I enjoyed that.
So Ricky, what question Ricky is asking you, when that whole ordeal happened, to say, hey, I
It's
want
not
to go
Jesus'
on a
voice.
date to watch Suicide. So what it is, whatever y'all went to go see.
What made you say,
What made you say,
I want him to
I wanna
take
go out on this
I
date.
want to go on a date with this guy.
Well, I was at a King's and I didn't want to be there anymore. I was ready to go. So I was like, actually, going out with him sounds nice because if he's weird, then I might get to see if I can kick the bucket with him. But if it's not, I can give him a chance, see where this is gonna go.
So are you trying to tell me that he won by default?
No.
Right place,
No.
right time.
No.
Oh man.
No.
Next question.
Ah.
So as y'all been together for so long, what are some of the challenges that y'all are faced with that other couples are not faced with, like other couples that stick with their own race.
Oh, like racially? Like,
Yes, like racially.
She had to get acclimated to the environment when my whole family gets together. My older people in my family, grandma, aunts, certain uncles, they don't speak English. And the little bit they do, it's very broken. They also don't understand certain things like do's and do nots.
Oh, okay.
a lot of do nots.
A lot of do nots.
A lot of do nots.
Can you elaborate? Because I am
First time I brought TD over to my aunt's house to meet my family. Two major things happened. Everybody stared at her. She felt very uncomfortable.
Music stopped.
And no,
I swear it stopped.
it did not.
I swear it did.
But when we sat down to eat, one of my cousins approached her and he says, "Don't worry, TD. You're not the only black person here. I have my friend." And he pointed to his friend who was also black.
No.
And his friend looked at her and said, "Don't worry, you'll get used to it."
Wow.
And then we were inside, I think we were eating cake, and my cousins were surrounding us, asking her questions as to why we were together. And one of my aunts sat down next to her, because she also has very thick, curly hair. So she sat down, she says, "Wow, it's so pretty. Is it real?" And when she said that, not only did she ask, she pulled it. Just like that.
Yeah, she pulled it. She's like, wow. I was like, damn.
I'm like, girl, let's pull my wig off.
So we had to educate my aunt that you don't do that.
You know.
You just don't.
And you haven't been able.
First
Well,
of
you
all,
met.
never touch a black woman's hair.
True.
Okay, if it's real or not.
I promise the voice is not Jesus. It's not Jesus, guys. You guys' first time ever dating outside your race?
No.
No.
No. Your first was what?
He was white, but he was also half Korean, so like.
So he was white and Korean.
Yeah.
So you like at the time you used to like snow skating.
Stop it!
I'm just like, how about you, David?
It's a white girl.
Like, oh, he likes snowboarding.
Yeah, well,
Snow- Don't ask.
Did you have any problems when you were dating outside of your race? Like any stigma with that?
No.
Yeah, haters or anything?
Yes. When I transferred, I actually had a friend. I'm not gonna say his name, or associate, I should say. Him being an associate in my group, he told me personally he didn't like it. Like he felt like he was the only person who actually came to me and was like, I'm not for that. And Ricky, I think you should date somebody of your race. And we just had two different opinions, and I was like,
That's really bold of him.
yeah,
I've never.
that's how he really was. And we almost fought, but yeah, that was the last time I talked to him. But yeah, he was the only one. Other than that, I unless it was behind my back, like nobody was really like bold enough, unless you were this person that I knew, to say something like that at that time.
That's crazy. I mean, I've never really had any issues like that, but I've always had, oh, Nefertiti, you only date white boys. I'm like, no, I don't discriminate. It's just whoever comes up to me. I'm very picky.
We're gonna call this confession time. Part of this confession time is you guys confess something that you guys don't like about each other or annoyed of, or the second option is confess to the audience something that you need to get off your chest that maybe mom, dad, sister, brother don't even know that you did, or you don't like that they do. And the third option is you drink. If you don't want to answer it, you have to drink from the unrighteous cup.
The unrighteous.
The unrighteous cup. Oh! Of confession time. I'm gonna go ahead and confess something that I had on my chest for many years. So Lavina, if you're watching this, I love you, and I'm sorry. So at a certain time, when Vina used to come back from college and visit, she did not know when she fell asleep. I would stay up until midnight, take her keys off the hook, and in the house that we lived on, I lived in that garage or whatever, and there was a little window. I used to sneak out that little window.
That window was tiny.
It was very tiny, but I was very skinny.
Like this big.
What happened?
I was very, very skinny. Hey, shut up. Hey, shut up. I was very skinny. I snuck out the window, and I would literally, without turning on the car, I would roll it down. Like, I'd take the emergency brake off, and then slightly turn the key, and then put it in reverse, and it would go down. And then I kind of like, pretty much I took your car. You were asleep. For my reasons, selfish reasons. And I feel better that I got that off my chest. Confession time. TD! Confession time. Are you guys, you know what? Paper, rock, scissors. First one wins, has to tell the confession.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, I didn't want to win.
David, you lost, so you get to tell.
Let's see. Okay. Mom, I'm sorry. But senior year of high school, I almost did not graduate because of attendance. Because I think out of the semester before we graduated, I skipped a solid 60% of my English classes. Did not go to the AP test when I was supposed to. When I was supposed to be the only kid in her class, I didn't go.
That's off his chest.
I want to let you know you're not alone. It happened to me. But the thing is, I didn't graduate. At least you graduated on time. I had to go to summer school.
Once again, this voice is not Jesus.
I didn't read a single book in that class. And that teacher hated my guts. He tried to fail me multiple times.
Same.
And the only reason I passed was because I convinced her to let me take the final, and I had to write an essay, and I had to score at least a 90 on that essay.
See, it's good to confess, but you should confess to Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, first and foremost. This is the time he can confess, and now your mom get to see this. Anyway, Diddy, it's your turn.
I don't have anything to get off my chest because Mom already knows everything. No, she knows everything.
What about Xavier?
But no.
Or Max.
I'll kick the bucket with you.
All right, so your other option, if you don't have anything you don't want to confess, you have to drink from the unrighteous cup.
Oh, isn't there an option where I can tell David something?
Yes.
But what?
Yeah.
I was walking on ice on that. I was like, choose it.
You can look into the camera when you say this too, and then look at him,
David.
and then look back at his camera.
David. I love you so much, but I don't need you to speak for me. Like I can. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Make you or break you,
Yep.
and that's gonna make you.
Yep.
You guys have any advice that you would like to give to the viewers about dating interracial, like dating the other race? Like pretty much things that they might go through or something you can help them with.
Even if you love a person and you know your family is racist towards that specific race, don't be rebellious and be like, oh, I'm going to bring home a black boy or a Hispanic or an Asian because I don't care what my family thinks, because that just shows you being rebellious against them, not so much that, I mean, I'm sure you care about that person, but like don't put them in a situation where it's hard for them to get out of, or they could be hurt, because there was on the news a girl's parents were racist against a black boy, the daughter was Spanish, and she brought him home and the dad killed him. So it's like, don't, just because you love him and you know your family's racist, I wouldn't say put them in that situation like that.
What about you, Dave?
I would just probably say you're going to get a lot of weird looks, especially depending on the two people's ethnicities. I know me and TD got weird looks anytime we're out in the mall or anywhere in public. But honestly, just screw them. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what your friends, family, or anybody else really thinks. At the end of the day, it should just be like you find somebody that you care about and you take care of them. Whether you be white, black, Asian, or Hispanic, and there's something else. The color of the skin doesn't really dictate the relationship. It should just be genuine feelings towards one another.
That's
Right.
That's good. You know, and love.
oh my god.
So many people got to something,
Yeah,
but I'm afraid I don't know how. Something the possibility when you look at me differently, love.
oh my god.
Ever since the first moment I heard your name.